What's up YouTube, Silver Baggins here, and in this video, I'm going to teach you how to get free gold. Thank you so much for watching my video. I sincerely appreciate it. I gotta start off by saying I'm not a professional financial advisor, so just take my opinion for what it's worth. But I'm gonna teach you how to get free gold using the gold to silver ratio. Now, the gold to silver ratio basically just says how much silver is compared to gold in a ratio form. So how many ounces of silver equal an ounce of gold? And we're just talking spot price. We're not talking premiums at all. So the gold to silver ratio does fluctuate over time. And this isn't a foolproof way of getting gold, but is something that a lot of people have done in the past. So I'm going to kind of tell you what they've done, kind of where we are in the cycle right now, what you might want to think about doing. So let's just get right into it. So what is the gold to silver ratio right now? Well, as I'm making this video, the gold to silver ratio is actually 85 to 1. So let's write that down. So gold to silver ratio. Right now it's 85 to 1. Okay, so basically what that means is 85 ounces of silver equals 1 ounce of gold. And again, we're just talking spot price, right? We're not talking premiums. Like if I take these pandas into my local coin shop, they're going to give me more than spot for these because they do have a premium attached. But we're just talking for like generics, right? So if I went into my coin shop and I did bring them 85 ounces of generic silver and I said, hey, I got 85 ounces here. Would you buy it at spot? And it, maybe they will, maybe they'll buy it a little under spot. I'm not sure how much your LCS pays, but if they buy it at spot, they'll give me right around $1,250, give or take, which is the price of an ounce of gold right now. Obviously give or take a few bucks. It always goes up and down, right? So basically we're talking about how do you play the ratio to get free gold. So if your goal is to get as much gold stacked as you possibly can, right now it might not be the best time to be stacking gold because the ratio is very large. Now let's talk historically. So what have we seen as far as ratios go? What's the highest the ratio has been in the last 10 years? What's the lowest it's been? I'm going to talk some general numbers. I know people are going to be like, no, it actually was up to, 95 to 1, or, it was down to 28 to 1 or whatever. But I'm just going to throw out some ballpark numbers. So the high has probably been somewhere around 100 to 1. So let's go high. And the low has been around 30 to 1. Are these numbers exact? No, definitely not. I'm just throwing out some ballpark numbers just to kind of get you thinking about the ratio and when you should buy silver and when you should buy gold. Now, right now the ratio is on the higher side, 85 to 1. That's really high. That's a lot of ounces of silver to get 1 ounce of gold. Now, the ratio tends to tighten and widen. When does the ratio get smaller, right? So when is it going to go back to 30 to 1? Will it ever? Maybe not. It might never go to 30 to 1. We don't know exactly, but it could. Now, let's look at what's happened in the past. When the prices of precious metals have gone up, silver tends to go up faster than gold. So let's just throw some more ballpark numbers out. Let's say silver goes up to $50 an ounce. Wouldn't that be crazy if silver went back up to $50 an ounce? So if silver goes to $50 an ounce, and what if gold went back up to $2,000 an ounce? Like in 2012. So if gold goes back up to $2,000 an ounce, dollar sign there, what would the ratio be right there? Well, the ratio would actually be 40 to 1. So basically, if you times 50 by 40, you end up with 2,000. So you could see this ratio at these prices right here would be a 40 to 1 ratio. So that being said, if when the ratio was 40-1, you actually converted all of your silver into gold, you would get a lot more gold than if you did it when it was 85-1. So let me give you an example of two different people that bought silver and gold at different times and which one ends up with more gold. And again, this is all just kind of ballpark numbers. These aren't exact, but let's give you an example. So let's say there's two people that wanted to stack gold. Person number one said, I'm going to go out and I'm going to buy 10 ounces of gold, right? So right now today they go out and buy 10 ounces of gold. So let's flip this over here. This might get a little messy, but let's just try it. So person one goes out and they buy 10 ounces of gold. Bam! Right now with the ratio. So they end up spending $12,500, right? Okay, and then person number two, they say, wow, the ratio of gold to silver right now is absolutely crazy. It's so wide, 85 ounces of silver to 1 ounce of gold. That's crazy. Instead of buying gold right now, I'm not going to buy the 10 ounces. I'm going to buy silver. I'm going to buy 850 ounces of silver, right? So they go out and they spend 850 ounces of silver, which costs the same, 12,500. Give or take, right? Because the ratio right now is 85-1. So if you take out these zeros, then you get 1 and 85. That's the ratio, that's the math. So they both spend the same amount of money, right? Now let's say 10 years goes by. 10 years, oh my goodness. 10 years has gone by and the price of precious metals have gone up for whatever reason. Maybe let's say there's a financial crisis, the economy's doing really bad, people are flooding to precious metals, they're taking their assets out of stocks and stuff because they're just getting beat, they're losing money, and they say, oh, silver and gold are a safe bet, so let's buy precious metals. And the price goes up like we saw in the past. Now, person number one, if the price of gold goes up, that's great. You know, their $12,500 investment. Let's say it does what it did back in 2012. Let's say gold goes up to 2,000 an ounce and silver goes up to 50 an ounce. So the ratio goes back to 40-1. So person number one has done great. They've made a ton of money off of their gold if they were to sell it, but they don't want to sell it. They want to hold on to it. That was the whole reason they bought it, right? Person number two who bought the silver, they say, wow, the ratio is so much tighter now. Instead of 85-1, it's 40-1. I'm going to take my 850 ounces of silver and I'm going to convert that into gold. And do you know how many ounces of gold they get? They don't get 10 ounces. No. They get somewhere in the neighborhood of 21 ounces or 20 and a half, something like that. I can't do the math offhand, but this person converts all their silver to gold. Let's just say they have 20 ounces of gold. So they now have doubled the gold that person one did, but look how much they both invested. The same amount of money. They both put in the same amount, but the end result was after the ratio tightened and person two traded their silver for gold, they ended up with double the amount of gold as person one. So person one, don't do that. Right now, this is just my opinion, but what I'm saying is right now, don't go out and buy gold. Go out and buy silver. Buy the silver right now because the ratio is so much wider than it has been in the past. And then if the ratio is to tighten, then you can convert that silver into gold and possibly end up with twice as much gold as if you had bought gold starting off. So that's my kind of opinion and theory. People have done this in the past. People have done this. This is something that people have gone out and they said, you know what, when the ratio is wide, I'm buying silver, and the ratio is incredibly wide right now. I am saying you should be buying silver right now. Again, it's my opinion, but I would really love to hear what you all have to say in the comments. And don't beat me up on the numbers too bad because I know everything wasn't exact. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I sincerely appreciate it. This has been my video on how to get free gold. Because wouldn't that be awesome to get some free gold? So anyway, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Silver Baggins out.